I think we had a little technical problem, and hope you can hear the talk again. So the compassionate Buddha gave this simple guidelines on this Navam full moon day regarding the major guidelines that person who is interested in overcoming all suffering should follow in this life. These are not necessarily related to the different types of meditation and putting effort to understand the Dhamma, but these are the supportive conditions for anyone to successfully eliminate all suffering in this very life. Since we are running out of time, I would go directly to the famous suttas. Sabba papassa akaranam, avoiding all activities that makes your life full of negative energy. If you have negative energy, there's no way. If you have negative energy, means if you are governed by, if your life is governed by negative energy, life becomes very difficult and miserable. There is no way that you can pay attention to Dhamma or some very deep knowledge of what the life is all about. Papa means these activities, papa kamma, it's a technical term, the actions that generate very negative type of energy in your mind and body. Avoiding these papas is very essential for anyone who is in the path of Dhamma. Anyone who is interested in minimizing and overcoming suffering in this life, suffering in this samsara. And there is one thing that one guideline. Kusalasa upasampada. Kusala means various type of skills. Skills of calming the mind. Skills of looking at something and understanding it clearly. That's a skill. Skills of being kind and gentle to everyone. Those are skills. And letting go of your self-centeredness. We are all selfish people, But if you cultivate the skill of minimizing or weakening your self-centeredness, it's a skill. Cultivating those skills are very, very important if you are interested in overcoming the deep suffering in this cycle of life and death. And temporarily we forget the samsara. In this life, we are constantly experiencing pain and suffering and frustration and fears. If you don't want this, if you want to overcome this, you have to cultivate skills. Third guideline, Sachitta Pariyodapana, purifying one's own mind. That's a very important part of practitioner of Dhamma. Anyone who really want to overcome the suffering, you have to constantly watch your mind, and every minute that it defiled, you clean it. Every moment that it get defiled, you eliminate that and clean it. Buddha has taught how to do it so many times. Even regarding the skills, what are the skills you should cultivate? Buddha has constantly taught it in many ways. But these are the guidelines, basic guidelines. Purifying one's own mind. If you committed yourself to be a person who completely eliminate your own frustration and fears and suffering, pain, mental and physical. This is the teachings of the Buddha. Etam Buddhana Sasana. That's the first gatha. The second part of the guidelines, Khanti Paraman Tapo Titikka. Khanti means patience, forbearing, and your ability to forgive and forget and let go of the pain and not accept the, not deal with the pain or the people who are causing you pain. Khanti, patience and forgiveness. Paramang tapo, ultimate austerity, because austerity is very important part of overcoming suffering, practice of austerity. So Buddha says, Khanti, patience is the ultimate austerity. Nibbanang paramang vadanti Buddha, you should never lose the focus on your goal, which is Nibbana. Complete cessation of all suffering, all emotions that cause suffering. Nibbanang paramang vadanti Buddha. All Buddhas tells you that Nibbana is the ultimate perfection that everyone should try, attempt. Nahi pabbajito parupagati. The person who is in the path of practice of Dhamma, pabbajita literally means a monk, but doesn't have to be a monk. Anyone who committed oneself to overcome the fear and the danger of this samsara, of this life, is called pabbajita. Nahi pabbajito Parupagati. No one in this situation would never harm any other being, person, or any other being. You never intentionally harm. Nahi pabbajito parupagati. This person, samano, nahoti parang vihetayantu. They don't give difficult time to other beings, not only harm, but constantly giving tough time to others. Vihete means make the other person tired of being. So sometimes when you are so cruel and so harsh, people get so tired of being in that situation. Vihete means making you tired, making you oppressed. That is one. Nasamano hoti param vihetayanto. Anupavado, anupagato. They don't constantly complain, verbally insult, verbally accuse, verbally disturb. Anupavado, anupagato. Again, not harming. Second time, anupavado, anupagato. Pati mokhecha sangvaro. You seriously engaged in these guidelines of a person who is in the path. Pati mokhecha sangvaro. Another guideline. Mattanyuta cha bhattasming. When you eat, you know your limits. You don't eat as much as you can until you get so full. Mattanyuta cha bhattasming. All wise people, all people who like to overcome frustration and fear. This is a very important part to control your eating. Knowing the moderation of food. Mattanyuta cha bhattasming. Pantancha sayanasanang. You always try to seclude yourself from other people. Mostly because you are not sure if you can find the right people to associate. Even when you spend time in groups, it is so easy for you to lose your mindfulness and make mistakes and go out of the guidelines, basic guidelines of the monk or nun or a good follower. Pantancha sayanasana. Adichittecha ayogo. You engage your life with deepening your thinking, deepening your wholesome emotion, engaged in deepening your thinking level. Etang buddhana sasana. How do you deepen your thinking? By constantly listen to the teachings of the Buddha, because these are only guidelines for a person who is in the path but the Dhamma is 84,000 points, 84,000 different points in Dhamma that you learn to improve your skill and improve your understanding of what life is all about. So this was the basic guidelines for a serious follower of the Buddha. If you stay in these guidelines, in this path, it's like when you drive in the freeway, you select your own path. There are two lane dividers. You don't cross those lane dividers when you are driving casually. So especially if they are two-way street, and these lane dividers are very important that you stay in this lane divider. That is your lane. An oncoming lane and ongoing lane. So you may be ongoing lane and you cannot cross the guidelines. And that means you are going to suffer. And you are out of the path. Because the practice of Dhamma is so carefully followed. Because every little mindlessness, every little mistakes could harm you and hurt you and put you out of the track. So the guidelines for a good follower of the Buddha is so important. And this is what the Buddha instructed. These are the guidelines of a person. There are not rules. You voluntarily follow these guidelines because you want to get to some goal, reach some goal. So today, I think you can find this Ovada Patimokka in the Dhammapada. You can learn from there. But in countries like Thailand, they celebrate every year this special teachings of the Buddha on Navam full moon day, like today, which is called Magha Puja. Thailand and Cambodia, those countries. In Sri Lanka also, we have Navam Perahara to celebrate in a very joyful way, joyful passion, to celebrate the Ovada Patimokka. And now the time is up, so therefore we conclude the Dhamma talk. And I would like you to seriously think about these things. You don't have to be a monk to follow the proper guideline of a Buddhist. That means benefit is 100% sure, because you see for yourself, not because somebody else is saying that when you follow these guidelines, you will be safe. That is good, but you see for yourself that when I follow these guidelines, I will be safe and I will improve my understanding of life, which is Dhamma, and I will become more closer to overcome suffering. So that is how you should think about these things. And please read them more and study them more and try to understand. It's a very important message from the Buddha. And today you have been participating in this Dhamma discussion, this Dhamma talk, and observed 5 precepts earlier, and you generated a lot of positive energy by participating and listening to this Dhamma talk. And it is wonderful that if you can share that joy with all your deceased family members and relatives and friends, and let us share that merit with all those family members who are already gone, so they will be benefited by your sharing of merit. And we also share the merit with all the devas, all the celestial beings who participate with you in listening to this Dhamma talk. Idammi jnātinang hotu sukhita huntu jnātayo. Idammi jnātinang hotu sukhita huntu jnātayo. Idammi jnātinang hotu sukhita huntu jnātayo. Akasatta ca bhummatta devānaga mahiddhika puññantang anumoditva chirang rakkantu loka sasanam. Akasatta ca bhummatta devānaga mahiddhika puññantang anumoditva chirang rakkantu desanam. Akasatta ca bhummatta devānaga mahiddhika puññantang anumoditva chirang rakkantu tvang sada. May you all be happy and well. Wish you perfect health and a lot of good luck. Sukhi hotu niddukko. Now we will have the Buddha Puja at this time, and also we have the blessing ceremony. Maybe we will recite Mahabharata to bring you safety, good health, and happiness for yourself and your children and other family members. And please stay and join the Buddha Puja hour, evening Buddha Puja at this point. Huh? And now the Buddha Puja hour is ready. Iti piso bhagava arham samma sambuddho vijjakarana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro visadam sarati tatta deva manussanam Buddho Bhagavati Iti Pisu Bhagava Arihant Samma Sambuddho Vijjakarana Sampanno Sugato Lokavidu Anuttaro Purisadhamma Sarati Tatta deva manussanam Buddho Bhagavati Iti Piso Bhagava Arham Samma Sambuddho Vijjakarana Sampanno Sugato Lokavidu Anuttaro Purisadhamma Sarati Tatta deva manussanam Buddho Bhagavati Iti Piso Bhagava Arham Samma
Sambuddho Vidyacharan Sampanno Sugato Lokavidu Anuttaro Purisadam Sarati Tadeva Manusanam Bhagavati. Today is Navam full moon day. Especially full moon days are our special days that we participate in practice of dana and practice of contemplation of the Buddha and paying homage to the Buddha and listening to the Dhamma. We already listened to short Dhamma talk also. And now you already observe 5 precepts. And now we are dedicating all this wonderful offering of candles, incense, flowers, soft drinks and other things to the Buddha, thinking by the power of the merit that we are generating, may we always be happy and joyful in this life and even in the future lives. And may all our deceased family members and relatives also be able to share the merit that we are generating. And by receiving that merit, may they be also happy and joyful wherever they may be born. May all the devas also be able to receive the merit that we are sharing with them. And by receiving, may they be able to increase their divine powers. And in return, may they bring additional protection to all of us. With all these thoughts in our mind, let us recite the gathas to dedicate the offerings to the Buddha together with the monks. Iti piso bhagava arham samma sambuddho Vidyacharan sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisadhamma sarati satta deva manusana buddho bhagavati Sakato Bhagavata Dhamma Sanditthiko Akaliko Epassiko Opanaiko Pachattam Veditabbo Vinyohiti Supatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Ujupatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Nyayapatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Samicipatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Yadidam chattari purisa yugani atta purisa puggala esa bhagavato savaka sangho ahuneyo pahuneyo dakhineyo anjali karaniyo Anuttarang punyaketang lokatsati
Vandami chetiyan sabbam sabbatane supatittitam saririka dhatu mahabodhim buddha rupam sakalam sada yasya mule nisinnova sabbari vijayam naka Patto sabbanyutam satta vandetam bodhipadapam Ime mahabodhi lokanatena pujita Aham pite namassami bodhiraja namattute Ganasarapadittena dipena tamadamsina Tilokadipam sambuddham pujayami tamonudam Sugandhikaya vadanam ananta gunagandhina Sugandhina hangandena pujayami tathagatam Vannagandha gunopetam etam kusuma santatim Pujayami munindassa siripada sarorure Pujayami buddham kusumena nena punyena metena chehotu mokkam Puppam milayati yataridam Kayo tatayati vinasabhavam Adivasetu no bante paniyam parikapritam Anukampam upadaya patigannatu muttama Adivasetu no bante gilana paccayam imam Anukampam upadaya patigannatu muttama Kayena vaca cittena pamadena manakatam Acayam kamami bante buripanya tathagata.
Today we are reciting Ratana Sutta, and then we will recite Ratana Sutta is for overall protection from all the negative influences, including for good health and protection from all the other dangers. And then we recite Moraparitta to protect you from the dangerous accidents and other things on the road. And then we recite Khandaparitta to protect you from harmful, evil people around us. So this Khandaparitta is taught by the Buddha to protect you from snakes and vicious, poisonous snakes. But we will recite this to protect you from poisonous people around this area, around your life. Okay, so now we invite the Devas to begin the blessings.
Samanta Chakravalesu Atra Gachantu Devata Saddhammang Munirajassa Sunantu Sagga Mokkadang Dhammasavana Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhammasavana Kalo Ayang Badanta Paritta Dhammasavana Kalo Ayang Badanta
Namo
Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma
Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma
Sambuddhassa
Itipiso Bhagava Araham Samma Sambuddho Vidyacharana Sampanno Sugato
Lokavido
Anantaro Purisadhamma Saurati Satta Deva Manusanam Buddho
Bhagavati
Swakato Bhagavata Dham Sanditiko Makaliko Epipasiko
Panayiko
Pachantam Veditambo Vinyamite Supatipanno Bhagavato Savakam
Sangho
Ujupatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Nyamipatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Samiti
Patipanno
Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Yadidan Chattari Purisangani Antabhurisa
Puggala
Esa Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Avadriyo Pavadriyo Dakkiniyo Anjali
Karaniyo
Anantaram Punyam Cettam Lokasanti Etena Satchavajjena
Patutan
Ratanatayam Etena Satchavajjena Patutam Ratanatayam Etena
Satchavajjena
Patutam Ratanatayam Yamnida Bhutani Samagatani Brahmani Vayani
Rantalike
Sabbeva Bhuta Sumana Bhavantu Atopi Sakkacca Sunantu
Vasitang
Tasmai Bhutani Samita Sabbe Mettam Karota Manusya
Pajaya
Devacha Charanti Balin Tasmai
Mata
Yang kinjitam idavahuram Sagge suvayam pratanam
Panitang
Nanu samanti tatagaten Idam pibuddhe ratanam panitam Etena
Sajjena
suvatti vatu kalam Amritam panitam yadajjaga sakya muni
Samahito
Natena Samanti kinti dampi dampi ratanam panitam etena
Sajjena
Svati untu yang buddha sitto parivanni samadhi manantarikan
Mahu
samadhinatena samudvidyati dampi dampi ratanam panitam etena
Sajjena
Suvati untu ye puggala satam pasata chattari tani yugani te dakkine sugatassa savaka ete sudinnani
Palani
Dampi sanghe ratanam panitam etena satchena suvati
Yoto
Yesupayutta manasadalle Nikamino Gautamasasanam
Nami
Te pati patta amtang vigaya Laddam Buddhim
Mana
Idam pisangke ratanam panitam etena satchena suvati
Yoto
Yatindra kito patavin sito siya chatubhivate
Sampakampiyo
Tatubaman Sapurisang Padamiyo Arya Sacha Niyaveccha
Sati
Idam Pisanghe Ratanam Panitang Etena Sachena Suvati
Hotu
Ye Arya Sacha Nibhavayanti Gambhira Panyena Sudesi
Sitani
Kinchapite Onti Busapamattanate Bhavanattamangadi
Diyanti
Vedam Pisanghe Ratanam Panitang Etena Sachena Suvati
Hotu
Sahasradasana Sampadaya
Tayasu
Dhamma Jahita Bhavanti Sakkaya Ditti Vicikicci
Tancha
Silabbetam Vapi Adatti Kinci Chatuhapaye Ika
Utto
Sacabitanani ababbo katum idam pisanghe ratanam
Panitang
etena saccena suvatti hotu kinca pisokam angkaroti
Papakang
kayena vaca udacetasa ababbo sutas paticca
Daya
Abhabbata ditta padasa utta
Idam Pisanghe
ratanam panitang etena saccena suvatti
Hotu
vanappelam
Tapusitagge Gimhane Mase
patamasminge tato pramadam
Desai
Nibbānagāmi
Paramahitaya
idam vibuddhe ratanam panitang etena
Satchena
suvatti hotu varu varu anuttanodam varu
Varadesai
idam vibuddhe ratanam panitang etena saccena suvatti
Idamyoto
Khenam Purananavannati Sambhavan Viratan
Chitta
Ayati Ke Bhavasmin Te Khena Bija Avirul
Chamta Nibbanti Dhiraya
Yatayam Padipo Idam Pisanghe Ratanam
Panitang
Etena Saccena Suvatti Hotu Yani Devotani
Samagatani
Brahmani Talike Tathagatam Deva Manusa Pujitam Buddhanam Sam
Suvatti Hotu
Yani Devotani Samagatani Brahmani
Nivarantarike
Tathagatam Deva Manusa Pujitam Dhamma Sam Suvatti
Hotu
Yani Devotani Samagatani Brahmani
Nivarantarike
Tathagatam Deva Manusa Pujitam Sangham Namasam Suvatti
Hotu Etena
Saccavajjena Ukarupasamintu Te Etena
Satyavajjena
Bhayarupasamintu Te Etena Saccavajjena
Rugarupasamintu Te
Detayanca Kumarika Harisavan Pataripa
Paso
Tantan Namasami Harisavan Pataripa Basantaya
Jagutta
Vire Divasam Ye Brahmana Vedagu Sabbedam Te
Namaste
Palayantu Namastu Buddhanam
Namastu Bodhiya Namo Vimuttanam Namo
Vimuttiyai so parittam
Katva
Charati Sana Apeta Chakulmaheka
Raja
Harisava Patavipabasu Tantam
Masami
Harisavan Patavipabasan Tayajagata Vihare Ye Brahman Degu Sabbedam Te
Namaste
Mampalayantu Namatu Buddhanam Namatu Bodhiya Namo
Tanang
Namo so parittam
Katva
Muro Vasamakappayite Etena
Satyavajjena
Bhaya Pasamintu Te Etena Satyavajjena Bhaya Pasamintu Te Etena
Satyavajjena
Bhaya Pasamintu Te Virupakke Mettang Mettang Rapate Chabhyam Buddhe Mettang Mettang Kanna Gotamke Apadake Mettang Mettang Dipadake Chatupade Mettang Mettang Bahupade Mam Apadako Se Mamang Siddhipadako Mam Chatupado Se Mamang Sibahupado Sabbe Satta Sabbe Pana Sabbe Bhuta Chati
Vela
Sabbe Bhadrani Passantu Makanti Papama
Madhema
Appamanu Buddho Appamanu Dhammo Appamanu
Sangho
Pamanavantani Sire Sapani Aivitika Satapadiyon Nabi
Sarebu Musika
Katami Katami Paritam Patikamantu Bhutani Soham
Namo Bhagavato
Namo Sattanam Samma Sambuddhananti Etena
Satyavajjena
Bhaya Pasamintu Te Etena Satyavajjena Bhaya
Pasamintu Te
Etena Satyavajjena Bhaya
Pasamintu Te
Sansara Saruga Vinita Nisang Sannita Satang Suchisara
Disang
Sandira Kang Sunnatanu Palasang Sandapadesing Panami
Bisasang
Sangsa Bigang Kevalamo Sang Sanna Kang Rami
Visesang
Sang Sevitang Dasim Darham Sang Sang Haradam
Panami Sadasang
Sanda Sargang Sita Papana Sang Sanna Padang Sing Atagora
Pasang
Samparagami Suti Sarvasang Samparasangam Panami Rasasang Etena Satya
Vajjena
Soti Te Hotu Sabbada Etena Satya Vajjena Soti Te Hotu
Sabbada
Etena Satya Vajjena Soti Te Hotu
Sabbada Karuniko Nato Hitaya Sabba Padinam
Puretva
Parami
Parami
Sabba Pattu Sambodhi Muttamang Etena Satchavajjena Hotu Te Jai Mangalang
Jayanto Bodhi
Bodhiyam Sakyananti Vaddana
Evantu
Evantu Jayo
Tu
Jayasu Jaya Mangalang Sakatva Buddha Ratanang
Sadan
Uttamang
Tande
Deva Manusanam Buddha Tejena Satina
Nasantu Padeva Sabbe Dukkha
Samentu Te
Sakatva
Dhamma
Osadang
Uttamang Varam Parilapasamnam Dhammate Jena Satina
Nasantu Padeva Sabbe Baya
Pasamintu Te
Sakatva
Sangaratanam Osadang Uttamang Varang
Sangate
Satina
Nasantu Padeva Sabbe Roga
Samentu Te
Yang Kinci Ratanam Loke
Yati
Vidyati
Vida Putu
Ratanam Buddha Samanati Tasma Sotti
Bhavantu Te
Yang Kinci Ratanam Loke Vidyati
Putu Ratanam Dham Samanati
Tasma Sotti Bhavantu Te Yang Kinci Ratanam Loke Vidyati
Vida Putu
Ratanam Sangha Samannati Tasma Sotti
Bhavantu Te
Nati Me Saranam Anyang Buddho Me Saranam Varang Etena
Satchavajjena
Hotu Te Jayamangalam Nati Me Saranam Anyang Dhammo Me Saranam
Varang
Etena Satchavajjena Hotu Te
Mangalam
Nati Me Saranam Anyang Sangho Me Saranam
Varang
Etena Satchavajjena Hotu Te
Mangalam
Sabbiti Vimanjantu Sabbarogo Vinasatu Mate Bhavat
Vantarayo
Sukhi Digayuko Bhavatu Sabba Mangalam Rakantu Sabba
Devata
Sabba Buddhanubhavena Sada Sutti Bhavantu Te Bhavatu Sabba
Mangalam
Rakantu Sabba Devata Sabba Dhammanubhavena Sada Sutti
Bhavantu Te
Bhavatu Sabba Mangalam Rakantu Sabba Devata Sabba Sangha
Bhavena
Sada Sutti Bhavantu Te Nakatayakabhutanam Papagga
Nivarana
Parittasanubhavena Antu Te Sampadave Sabbe Buddha Balam
Patta
Paccekaనంjayam Balam Arhantananjate Rakam bandami sabbesu abhivadana silesa nityam
Pacayino
chattaru dhamma vadanti ayuvan sukam balam ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti mevaca ato nibbana sampatti
Sampatti
iminate samijjato
ආකාසට්ටා ච බුම්මට්ටා දේවානාගා මහිද්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිत्वा චිරං රක්ඛන්තු ලෝක සාසනං ආකාසට්ටා ච බුම්මට්ටා දේවානාගා මහිද්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිत्वा
චිරං
රක්ඛන්තු දේශනං ආකාසට්ටා ච බුම්මට්ටා දේවානාගා මහිද්దికා
පුඤ්ඤන්තං
අනුමෝදිत्वा චිරං රක්ඛන්තු සදා දේවෝ වස්සතු කාලේන
සස්ස
සම්පත්ති තුච පීතෝ භවතු කුච්ච රාජා භවතු ධම්මිකෝ
ඉදම්මේ
ඥාතිනං
ඥාතිනං
හෝතු සුඛිතා හොන්තු ඥාතයෝ ඉදම්මේ ඥාතිනං හෝතු සුඛිතා හොන්තු ඥාතයෝ ඉදම්මේ ඥාතිනං හෝතු සුඛිතා හොන්තු ඥාතයෝ ඉමිනා පුඤ්ඤ කම්මේන මාමේ බාල සමාගමෝ සතං සමාගමෝ හෝතු යාව නිබ්බාන පත්තිය ඉමිනා පුඤ්ඤ කම්මේන මාමේ බාල සමාගමෝ සතං සමාගමෝ හෝතු යාව නිබ්බාන පත්තිය ඉමිනා පුඤ්ඤ කම්මේන මාමේ බාල සමාගමෝ සතං සමාගමෝ හෝතු යාව නිබ්බාන පත්තිය.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May you all be happy and well. Wish you all good health and a lot of good luck, and may all your wishes come true as a result of the merit that you have been generating on this Navam full moon day. Sukhi hotu niddukko.